In this video we will generate the digital model of the terrain, contour lines and obtain profiles with MDT. We start by creating a surface. To do this, we run the command with this name, and press the Layers button to choose the layers of the drawing that contain break lines. We can select them or load a previously created file. Next, we choose the layer that defines the boundary of the triangulation. We accept the changes, and see that the surface has been drawn automatically. We can consult all its properties using the surface information command. Now let's edit the triangulation by modifying the point's joints. We zoom in the area of interest using the find point command. Observing in the drawing the union of points 46 and 32, we see that it would be better adapted to the terrain by joining points 45 and 31. Using the insert line command we make this change. Next, we will proceed to obtain some cuts that will immediately indicate the status of the formation of the digital model. The Quick Profile command allows us to obtain a representation of the terrain profile from 2 or more points, being able to change the vertical factor to exaggerate the differences in elevations. The next step is the generation of the contour lines with the desired interval, which in our case is half a meter between minor contours and 2.5 between major contours. Initially we disabled the smoothing option. Let's now check in detail the effects of modeling through its representation by contour lines. We zoom in the desired area, where we observe that the contours near point 27 curl and there is a break between points 31 and 48. To correct the latter, we insert a triangulation line between these points, and observe that both triangulation and contour lines are instantaneously modified. Then we proceed to label the contour lines with their elevations. We set 2 decimal places and a suitable text size for labels. Press the automatic button and observe how the ends of the major contours are labeled. We run the command again with the manual option, which allows us to label contour lines at the designated points. With the Place Elevation Labels command we label the current elevation of the terrain at the daisy. Finally, we proceed to soften the contour lines, indicating the most appropriate factor for our project. MDT offers various methods for the creation or import of horizontal alignments. Let's show one of them with the command Draw Alignment. This utility allows us to designate the vertices graphically or enter their coordinates. Initially we will create an alignment with a curve between 2 lines, logically composed of 4 vertices. To facilitate learning, we will type the coordinates of the vertices. After entering the last one, press enter and the dialog appears where we can assign its name, project speed and category. We activate the export option and request the name of an alignment file. We now run the command list alignment, designate it graphically and disable the intervals so that only the singular points are displayed. We now turn to obtaining the cross-sections from the newly created alignment. The Get Cross-Sections command asks us to select the alignment and the dialog to enter the parameters as displayed. We specify 40 meters left and right and an interval of 2 meters. We also leave the option to draw cross-sections activated. Below are the parameters for drawing the cross-sections. We validate the options, so that they will be drawn in model space, at 200 scale and without a specific paper format. We see that the terrain profiles have been drawn correctly, labeling its station labels, numbering and elevations on the alignment. MDT also allows you to review profiles one by one, to edit them if necessary. To do this, we run the Review Cross-Sections command. The powerful profile editor is shown, which allows us to quickly move forward and backward between all the profiles in the file. Next, we will generate the profile of the alignment, in the same way that we have proceeded with the cross-sections. Again, we select the alignments in the command to obtain the profile. We leave the default parameters so that you can do the sampling with all the cuts and singular points and that after calculating draw the profile. We modify the vertical scale and designate the origin to place the drawing. Now let's edit the horizontal alignment and update the profiles. To do this, we execute the Edit Vertex command and select the first intersection. We modify the radius and accept the changes. MDT asks us if we want to update the profiles of the drawing, and we answer affirmatively, so that they are recalculated and redrawn automatically. Finally, we are going to label the station and elevation information on certain points of interest on the profile drawn. The command Label Points in Profile asks us for the parameters, which we validate. We select the profile graphically, designate several points and check that their stations and corresponding elevations are labeled.